In the novel The Lord of the Flies by William Golding, he includes many themes to get his point across. One thing we are going to be discussing about today in this documentary is civilization versus savagery, and how the school doesn't deteriorate as a civilization. Golding uses this theme to establish that even though people in general may seem to be orderly and civilized, if you take away things such as rules, religion, infrastructure, and authority, all civilization in order collapses, in which people succumb to chaos. We will discuss how the school maintains stability and what exactly in its infrastructures keeps it stable with the perspectives of teachers, students, and staff.
How would you define civilization and how would you define savagery?
Civilization, that's a hard one. I think it's when your core group of people who come together and agree on a system of, I don't know if you want to officially call them rules, but expectations on how people will live and treat one another. I think that, we set our expectations, we teach them what we want. Some of it comes from home, but that doesn't mean that if you didn't have that structured home that you may be at a disadvantage, but it doesn't mean that you can't fall into your own path, so to speak, of success.
So what we're going to do now, we're going to talk about civilization versus savagery. So I just have a few questions to ask you. So in your words, what do you think is the difference between civilization and savagery?
I feel like civilization is anything that has a sense of security. Like people have rules to abide by and everybody abide by those rules. It's civilized. Everybody's on the same page. I feel like savagery is just like chaotic in the sense that like anybody can just do whatever they want to. There's no order to anything.
How do you think students would act without teachers, AP, or any other authority figures in the school?
I feel like there's no teachers here, like principals, or like no rules. Students just do whatever they want to. It wouldn't be a school more than it would be like a hangout spot, you know?
Do you view the school as civilized?
Of course.
Why or why not?
Well, we all abide by the same rules, and if you don't abide by those rules, we all get the same consequences that motivate students to follow on the same rules. We all have certain things that we have to do, like responsibilities to get to class, stuff of that sort.
Do you think the school would succumb to savagery, or why not?
No, as long as there's authority figures inside the school, it won't be never come to savagery. And students never go against the teachers as long as they're here.
And then another question, although the students outnumber the teachers 1 to 10, why do most of the students fall in line instead of like rebel against the teachers and other staff?
A rebellion, I think is what you're referring to, more than it is just like common sense. Like there's consequences. Even if you do take over the school, there's consequences to that, and you will be subjected to the law if you do to something of that sort. And everybody knows that.
Well, thank you for your time. If the students, if they disagree with what the teachers and faculty are saying, they could just easily uprise against them. So why do you think they fall in line and stay in place? Like what's keeping them in place, and what could potentially keep them out of place?
I think this is that most people realize that the structure that we have in place is so that everyone can have success. And for you to have success, you have to feel safe. It's important to be respected. And if we don't have those, so I think students knowing why we have the rules that we have and seeing how it does actually help them. So yes, could students rise up? Yes. Have students disagreed with administration before? Yes, they have. And every student here has a voice to be able to share that. And then we have a conversation of why I believe what I believe, they share why they believe what they believe, and then we try to see are we doing what we need to do on this campus for the best interest of all students or not. So could there be an uprising? I think there could.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Michelle.
Hey,
It's nice
thank
talking to you.
As indicated by the interviews, aspects of the school such as structure, authority, guidelines, and consequences such as disciplinary action are things that keep the school civilized. In contrast to the school, the society created in Lord of the Flies is uncivilized, uncoordinated, corrupt, and full of savagery because the key building blocks to society aren't present, which threw the island into chaos and savagery. The society in Lord of the Flies is built upon manipulation, fear, bloodlust, selfishness, and the hunger for power, which shatters any hope for civilization on the island. However, the society in school is built upon compromise, trust, communication, and authority for benefit, safety, and success for everyone.